All right. For those of you that still have some salads, hurry up. You can finish them. But I want to get us kicked off. I want to get us kicked off right. And to do that, I'd like to introduce someone special. Someone that's the driving force behind New Life Mission, behind the changes in these women's lives. In 2022, Stacia Glavis retired, and we had a search committee to find our next leader. I was blessed to be on that search committee. And during that search, we chose Amy to lead our organization. She had been serving the mission at that point for 4 years, I think, so it's 8 total now. And so 4 years prior and 4 years now as our CEO. And in the 17 years that the organization has existed, we've had one founder and one CEO. And that leadership is exceptional. To be able to have that over a 17-year period creates a lot of continuity. And I recall when we were talking about the next hire, right, who we were going to bring in, we said, we've got so much vision here. We've got so much we can go for in the next 20 years on the vision that Stacia has given us, but we need somebody to bring that down to the ground. We need somebody who can take action on that, somebody who can love on our team, build a stronger team, somebody who can kind of really get us traction and move us to the next stage, and that someone was Amy. And we really kind of knew that, but we had to go through, we had to sit down with her, we had to talk her through it and see what that looked like. And Amy, that was clear from the time that we first sat down with you. You were so humble through the process. You were so like, hey, if I'm the right person, God's going to put me in the role. You were super humble through it, but we could see God was doing a work in you. And so we love to see how God has used you already. Like I said, there was this need to bring some things down, give us traction. There was a need to love on the team and a need to really take the vision to the next step, and you've done that. And so I do want to say we've shared some laughs together. We've had the hard conversations. We've prayed together. Frankly, we've even shed tears together and made some hard decisions together. And through all of that, I can say with confidence that you are the right person to lead us to the next step. So thank you so much for what you do. Come on up on the stage. Welcome Amy Lyon to the stage.
Well, welcome everybody. There's a good energy in this room. I'm going to start off by sharing something very personal with you. Last year, I was able to read my script without reading glasses. This year, I cannot. So. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Not long ago, we asked the kids in our Kids Academy to tell us what they want to be when they grow up. And they had the answers that you might expect: a veterinarian, a firefighter, a teacher, and even an astronaut. Right here on the Space Coast, that dream feels a little bit closer than usual, as our Artemis II team launched, went around the moon, and they are on their way home today, splashing down this evening. So let's think about that for a minute. Thousands of people, years of planning, millions of dollars, all to answer one important question: what is possible? If you've ever watched a launch, you know that it's not quiet. The ground shakes, your chest kind of rumbles, and there's all that power. And that is the kind of power that it takes to break free from gravity. It makes you wonder, if we can harness that kind of power and that kind of focus and that kind of vision to send people around the moon, can we help a mom rebuild her life? At New Life Mission, we say yes, absolutely. We get excited about it, but it's not easy, and it takes everybody. It takes a community. I'm reading without my glasses. Wow, hey. Some of you have walked beside New Life Mission for many years, back when we were Brevard Rescue Mission. And some of you are just meeting us today for the first time. Welcome to the New Life family. We are so glad you're here. New Life Mission is not an emergency shelter. We're a long-term housing program that is designed for women with children who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. We receive more than 100 calls a month from people who are living on couches, in their cars, in motels, in places not meant for human habitation. Our mission is clear. In a Christ-centered environment, we equip homeless women with children to transform their lives for generations. And just like a mission to the moon, this kind of transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in phases, 4 of them for us. Are you ready? Buckle your seatbelts or whatever they do on the rocket. Phase 1, ignition. A mission begins before the rocket ever leaves the ground. Systems are checked, safety is secured, nothing launches in chaos. When a mom is brave enough to pick up the phone, to call for help, it ignites a fire inside of her, and she says, enough. I want better for my children. I want more for my children. And to the outside world, that may seem like a small decision, but it is everything for her. It makes all the difference in the world. We become mission control, creating a place of stabilization for her. Women and their children arrive together at our village campus, and for the first time in a long time, their needs of food and shelter are met. The mother can dream about the future. She has to know where her children are going to lay their heads at night to even think about what comes next. We surround families, I tried, with everything they need: safe housing, basic necessities, childcare, and a dedicated team of support that walk alongside the family every step of the way. And I just want to take a minute. We have a lot of staff here. If you could stand up, they're like, oh, Amy. This team, you guys, they're professional. They're not standing. Okay, I've lost control of the ship. We'll transition right off of that. Last year, we opened our Butterfly Boutique, which is an area that provides new and like-new clothing for our mothers. They may come to the program with nothing, and so they have the dignity of being able to pick out their own clothing. And then this year, we also created the Caterpillar Closet for children, and all clothing is donated by our wonderful supporters. For many families, this is the first time in years, or maybe at all, that life begins to slow down a little bit. This is really hard for someone who has lived in survival mode. But after 3 to 4 months, something incredible starts to happen. Their shoulders come down a little bit, and they take a breath. They start to trust us. And now we're ready for phase 2, liftoff. Now, okay, here's the thing about liftoff. It's very exciting, but it's not always graceful. It is the most fragile part of any journey. Gravity is still pulling hard to keep you back. You may have felt that in your own life. And if you've ever watched a launch, you know, there's, like I said, a lot of shaking happening, and sometimes it's the hardest phase for our families. This is where we begin lifting them off the ground. Moms work with case managers, counselors, and a financial coach to build a real plan for their future. They pursue a GED, attend college classes, they spend time in our Transform Shop Sewing Center, they attend Bible study, learn job skills. They're not doing anything, right? They are busy, very busy. And they they begin building a confidence in themselves and in everyday life. And for many moms, this is the first time that someone has asked them, what have you always dreamed of doing? Now, our staff does field some interesting job ideas, like dolphin trainer, or hot air balloon pilot, underwater welder. So we love that, though. We love that because they now feel safe enough to dream. Phase 3, stage separation. This is my absolute favorite part of a launch and the journey for our moms. At a certain point, the rocket has to let go of what no longer serves it in order to go further. And it's not optional. If it holds on to the boosters and empty fuel tanks, it can't reach its destination. In phase 3, we can see from the outside that moms are completing their education, they're entering the workforce, they're saving money, they're paying off debt, $26,000 last year alone, and they're building a future they never dreamed possible. But there's something deeper that's happening for these families. The heavy labels that the moms have carried with them, worthless, broken, incapable, and maybe even unlovable, those labels, they start to fall away. And now they begin to see themselves the way God sees them: beautiful, chosen, forgiven, and redeemed. And this is for everyone, because you cannot step into who you are becoming while holding on to who the world told you that you were. And then that shift happens. The past loses its power, and we move forward to a new way of living. I think everybody can imagine times in their own life that they've felt that way. Phase 4, orbit, of course. The fourth phase, I just laughed at myself up here. The fourth phase is orbit. The goal of every mission isn't just to launch. It's to reach orbit, a place of stability and sustainability, where forward motion continues without that constant struggle. They're no longer fighting gravity, and they're just moving forward. Not perfectly, but mom is now working full time. She's managing her finances. She's creating stability for her children. She's learned amazing parenting skills. And she has a plan, and now she has the tools to sustain it. Soon, she will graduate our program. She's not just surviving anymore, she is living. And over the past 17 years, 90% of our graduates have not returned to homelessness. Yeah. %. It's working, and that is transformation. We don't just help families through this phase and help them graduate. We help them sustain this new way of living. And we offer alumni services to our families for life, forever. They can call us if they have financial questions, if they're buying their first house or buying a car, we're there for them. And we're honored and happy when they reach out to us. One of the things that makes New Life Mission unique is that we operate without utilizing government funding. It's tempting. There's a lot of money out there, but by not utilizing it, that allows us to grow and innovate, and most importantly, to share the love of Christ freely. We have grown from one apartment complex serving 8 families to having the capacity for up to 41 families now. Yeah. Oh, but there's more, because when you count the children, that's over 100 people, lots of little people running around. So on average, our moms have 2 children, but we've had families with up to 6 children. So what's next? Fred, I don't even think you know this. Well, we have 1 million dreams, and we're not slowing down at all. And on the next horizon is a new 90-day program that is designed to stabilize the lives of more women and children and open the door to long-term transformation. And my personal prayer for this is that maybe women who aren't ready to come into our 2-year program will commit to 90 days. They'll come in, they'll secure childcare, they'll get their important documents, birth certificate, and stabilize just enough to say, hey, something kind of cool is happening over here. I'm gonna go into that 2-year program. And again, the most wonderful thing is every single person that comes through our doors hears the gospel. Yes, amen. We have also started work to develop a New Life Village expansion plan at our main campus. That's my drawing. This will include expanding housing units and a multi-purpose building with a gymnasium. Thankfully, we have a developer, a civil engineer, an architect, and a builder. So I'm not in charge of figuring out where everything goes. We have many of them represented up here today. When we talk about 1 million dreams, we're not just talking about the families that we're serving today. We're talking about those that will come to us generations from now. When Artemis II launched, it wasn't just about going around the moon. It was about what comes next for those children, for the next generation, for the children's children, which is incredible. That's what you are a part of here today. When a mother rebuilds her life, it doesn't just stop with her. When you see her children come out of poverty and be able to dream and to draw pictures of what they want to be when they grow up, that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps all of our staff helping in this hard time. We may not be launching rockets today here at the Hilton Melbourne, or maybe we are, but together we are launching futures. And the impact of that, like I said, will travel so far beyond what we can see. Just like space exploration, the greatest breakthroughs don't happen overnight. They happen because people decided someone has to go first. New Life Mission has been serving this community since 2009, and there's many people here today that have been with us on that journey since the very beginning. Today is the tomorrow that you invested in so many years ago. And it's incredible. Thank you. In a moment, you're going to step onto our New Life Village campus. You're going to meet a mom and her children and see our staff at work. Everything I just described, the housing, the childcare, the counseling, that doesn't happen without people like you. When a mom walks onto our campus for the first time, there's a lot going on for her. She doesn't see supporters, but she experiences all of you. She experiences you in the bed where her children sleep with the clean bedding and new pillows. On the playground where her children sleep. They don't sleep on the playground, not at all. But they do run and then later they sleep. And now I'm going to get serious. She also experiences you in the moment that somebody asks her, "What have you always dreamed of doing?" Today, you all are a part of that dream. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Here we go, onto the village.
What brought me to the mission was just being in a toxic relationship, a lot of violence, and I just one day woke up and somewhat was forced to leave. Well, I was forced to leave my house, and I just never went back.